Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to do something that I haven't done yet on this channel, and I'm going to talk about digital painting. So this is all just going to be a digital screen record of my screen. It'll be in real time, but it'll all be digital. And this is just my process. This is something that I've gathered like bits and pieces from all different sorts of tutorials from all different sorts of artists over probably 5 years. So this is something that I've just kind of made for myself, and I'm going to show you how I get from this to this. And it's going to be a fun process. We'll end up with this fun painterly piece. So I'm going to get going with that right now. Okay, here we are in Procreate. So I have this sketch that I did um, a while ago, but I'm not going to go over that process right now. I'm just going to go over digital painting. So this is how I do it. So take it for what it's worth. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this layer and change it to multiply, and that's just going to make it so this color, whatever this color is, interacts with whatever's beneath it. So then I just need to pick a color. It doesn't really matter because I'm probably going to change it. I'm going to go to my selection tool, click freehand, and color fill. And then I'm just going to sort of loosely and quickly outline the entire silhouette. And this is best done drawing from your shoulder. So basically your wrist is stagnant and your shoulder is guiding everything. Helps loosen it up and bring the smoother lines. Because if you get too scrunched up in digital art, you can see it really easily. So I'm just going to go in and get a couple spots that didn't get covered that I wanted. Okay, so that's going to be my first layer. So I'm going to do another layer on top of that. And this, I'm going to do a skin color. So I'm just going to pick like something there. Same thing, selection tool, freehand, and make sure color fill is on. And select any part that I want to be skin colored. Okay. And then we'll do one more layer, and I'm going to make her shirt. I really wanted to use this chartreuse-ish color that I have in my color palette over here. Selection tool. Okay, so now that I have those down, this base color is basically just her hair, so we can play around with this. So I'm going to go to adjustments and then hue, saturation, brightness, and I'm just going to change this and slide it along to see what I like. And I kind of like this purple. It's pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to select my sketch layer, and I'm going to do the same thing, hue, saturation, brightness. And we'll just find a color. This is, I mean, I don't have any like recipe for how to make colors cool. I literally just slide it along and find what works. And we'll lower the opacity so it's not like so crazy. But I like that kind of, it's kind of purpley. You see, it's kind of a tannish purple, gray purple. So I think that works really well. So now at this stage, I'm going to select all of these 4 layers and group them. And then I'll duplicate the group and turn one of them off. And then this lower one, I'm going to flatten it. So it's just all on one layer. It's all together. So now we're going to start painting. But we always have this other group right here that we can go back to if I make any mistakes or anything that I can't fix. So my favorite brush to paint with is the HB pencil. So this is native to Procreate. It's in the sketching, right here in the sketching folder. I have edited it though a little bit so it can be a little bit more precise because it's pretty big and blocky. So I just edited mine. which is somewhere right here. So it's just a little bit more precise. So that's all. That's what the brush I'm using. I'm going to make it bigger, and I'm just going to really loosely fill in kind of the spots that got missed. And once I'm done with this, we'll go around and clean up all the edges so that kind of those sketch lines are gone. Oops, put that color down here. Okay, so I'm going to grab the eraser tool. I'm going to use the same brush that I'm using, the HB pencil. I'm just going to go all the way around it and just clean up the edges so they're just a little bit more precise, a little bit tighter. We're bringing it out of a sketch and into a painting. Okay, so now that all the edges are all cleaned up, I mean, generally, it's still pretty rough. It obviously is not clean and like finished, but that's okay right now. So I'm just going to use the eyedropper and grab the color of the skin and just kind of finish filling that in, being careful that I don't, because now everything's on one layer. So if I color on top, I'm going to cover my sketch, which is what I want to do, but I still need to use it. So I just need to be careful. And so right here, I want to get rid of that sketch. So I'm just going to kind of block in that whole thing, except I need to grab this darker color and bring that back because that helps us know that it's behind this piece. Yeah. Okay. Just scrubbing out the sketch lines. I don't need them as much. I'm going to replace them with kind of painting lines. So I still need a lot on her face, so we'll leave that for now. But I'm just going to use her hair color to kind of carve this out. I really kind of think of this as almost like carving, like wood carving. I mean, I don't know, it's obviously not wood carving. That's a silly comparison, but I just use the colors that are already there to kind of shape what I want, and I don't have to be too fussy about picking all these colors. Once I kind of lay down my general colors, the mixes that the multiply layer makes is enough, and it makes it really dynamic and really cool, and it's also just a really fun process. Okay. I don't know, this area right here on the, like above her ear, it's kind of gotten weird. So I think I just need to take that hair out of it completely. Yeah, that solved it. That was easy. Okay. Okay, so it's looking a little cleaner already. So now I'm just going to add some dimension and color to her skin. So first thing I want to do is pick like a cheek color. I generally like kind of a peachy pink. And yep, I love that. It's so pretty. On her nose, her cheeks, her lips. We can do some on her ears. Maybe not that much. Yeah. Her elbows, her fingers. You can do a little on this part of her chest and neck that we see right there. Okay, whoop. Okay, and then I'm going to grab one of these colors, and I don't like it quite that dark, so I'm just going to bring it up to kind of this rich, kind of brownish, and use that. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's so pretty. Ugh. I'm just gonna kind of roughly block in some shadow shapes. And the thing with digital art that is so freeing is that you have unlimited tries. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't recommend spending your life trying to fix a painting, but like if you need to, you have a ton of tries. You can always go back, you can always start again, which is again another reason why it's super important to work non-destructively, why we made this copy of this group, why I made a copy of this sketch and kept everything safe so that if I need to go back, I always can. Whoops, I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. Okay. I think I need to do a little more of this down here. Her arm, the crook of her elbow, kind of where her thumb will meet her hand. Cool. Anything that feels like it's going to move away from the light source, which is over here, right? And we just want to keep thinking in those almost bubbly forms, all round shapes. You can do almost everything in a circle. Keep it really lively. A human face doesn't have hardly any straight lines, slash none at all, I guess, depending on the face maybe. But yeah, we want to avoid straight lines when you're drawing people for sure. So I'm just going to make her cheeks a little rosier. This is super vibrant, so I don't want to overdo it, but I want her lips to be red. Whee! Yes, pretty. Okay, so now I'm actually going to flip it horizontally. So I have this set up on my quick menu, which is in preferences, but if not, you can always go to, let's see, how do you do it? Well, you can just select the whole layer and you can flip it like that. Either way, I just set it up on my quick menu, so that's how I use it. So I'm just always gonna kind of be thinking about the edges and making sure that it feels like the end of every surface was intentional, which is what's going to make it feel like a painting instead of just kind of a sketch that we added color to. So I still have some messy stuff over here I have to deal with. Okay, so I think I'm going to add some color to her hair. So I'm going to grab this dark color that's already in there and maybe push it a little bit more purple. I'm going to make my brush really big, and I'm using the softest hand that I can manage. I'm very heavy-handed, but there are times when you need to be soft, so I'm drawing very lightly, just filling in. I mean, with hair, especially like this, where it's up in this like messy bun, you can really kind of decide wherever you want the shadows to be. I mean, they do have to follow the shape of the head, but I mean, you have a ton of leeway because hair does its own thing no matter what. So you don't have to make it look any one certain way. You can just kind of embrace how it looks and act like that's how it was supposed to be. Okay, so let's add some color to her shirt. So I need to go in here and clean this up. I don't want to lose those ruffles though. I want to make sure I keep those. So we'll just do this little sleeve part. And I actually like that kind of like dark line that's like all right here. I'm gonna leave that. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab this darker green and oh, it's not very green at all, it's brown, isn't that cool? So I'm gonna make it green and make it a little bit more saturated. And then, nope, too green, don't like it. Go back. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we can just kind of find a way to say ruffle right there. We can maybe even just fill in this whole shape and then introduce one more darker color, darker still. But all the while I'm just moving around. I have introduced a couple other colors, like I said, but mostly I'm trying really hard to work with what I have on here, which is going to help it feel so cohesive when it's all done because everything was built together. Sort of floundering on these ruffles. I don't really know exactly what to do, but that's okay. Okay, so now I'm just going to grab this really dark brown that's in here, and I'm actually going to add this dark line that's around, like right here. I'm going to add that around up here. And and then we'll even, so I'll make the line really thick, and then I'll come back in with the lighter skin color, and I'll go back over it, and so we can make it really thin, and then it gives it a really painterly look. Kind of ignored her face till now. Usually when I'm painting, the face is the last thing that I try to do. Just because I think it's a lot harder to paint a face than draw a face, so I avoid it, but I'll get there. Okay, so we'll grab the skin color and fill this in right down here so it gets super thin, that line. Okay. Okay, I'm going to flip my canvas again just to make sure. I'm always making sure that everything is even and balanced, and this is a tool that you have at your disposal when you work digitally, and I say that you use it. If it's there, you use it. Okay. I need a little bit of her shirt behind her arm right here because, well, I don't know. No, I don't. I need her arm to go past the shirt. So we'll bring the shirt in and bring the arm out. Yeah, that's right. That makes sense. Okay. So I think I'm going to go back in with the hair and do a little bit lighter, a little more saturated color. Oh wait, more. It's not any different. Okay, and then we'll just sort of carve out the in-between spaces between the darkest color that we've already laid down and the lightest color that we had to start with. So this again is really, you have a lot of leeway if you make especially kind of like loopy shapes, stuff like this, you know, kind of just loose squiggles. It really goes a long way, especially when we have all of these colors interacting together. Every mark feels intentional, right? It all comes together to make an entire experience, and every mark was intentional, obviously, but it comes together to create something that I don't think like you could have actually planned, which I think is one thing that's so cool about digital art is the surprises. Okay, so let's figure out this green situation down here. I'm just gonna go a little bit darker and a little bit bluer, not too much. And we'll just, well, actually this needs to be opposite. I'm just gonna reinforce this ruffle shape. So I'm trying to figure out how to make it feel like it comes out and then back in. I don't know. They're not really ruffles, but it works for me. I like it, and I don't want to worry too much about that because I'll get stuck in that for a long time. So I'm going to use the same color to kind of line between the shirt and the arm. And back here as well. And then whatever I overshot, I can just erase it. So you can see that digital painting is really a constant process of adding and subtracting and changing and editing the colors to figure out what works and what doesn't. It's sort of this constant back and forth between adding and refining. And it's really fun. I mean, I could spend anywhere from 8 minutes to 8 days on a digital painting and enjoy my time either way. I'm just scrubbing out the sketch lines on her face. I don't really need them as much anymore. I'm pretty confident that her face is in good proportions because I flipped my canvas so many times that I'm pretty sure I don't need the sketch to tell me where to go anymore. So I'm going to grab an even darker red. Oh, that's not darker, but I like it. Yeah. Now I'm going to make it big and do that same color on her cheeks. Just add it. They're already kind of gaudy and garish, so let's just add to it. Okay. And we can even bring this up here and add a little bit of this pink into her hair. Okay. I want to make sure I keep this shape of this little strand of hair because I really liked it. It was really cute. Okay. Oh, so pretty. So now I need to go into her face. I need to grab this brown color that's currently probably about the darkest color that's on the canvas. Maybe I guess this is probably darker. I don't know. They're pretty close. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to make it a little more red and a little bit darker. And bring the opacity back up so we can do some of our darkest dark. So it's always the same thing, the nostrils, the corners of the mouth, and the lash line and the pupils. I guess not always the lash line, it's the pupils. The lash line, I guess, just depending on who you're drawing. So for me, that's generally the lash line because I love to give makeup and I don't wear makeup myself. I mean, I do. I will put it on sometimes, but as a general rule, I find it incredibly cumbersome and time consuming. So, yeah, but I think it's beautiful. So I like to draw it. Okay. Ooh, I don't like that nostril. Go away. Okay. So let's grab this peach color that I have and just go a little bit lighter. Not white. I'm going to do the whites of the eyes, but it is not white. Slapping pure white down, I will show you the difference. It is crazy. Okay, so that is this color, right? We can see where this is. So over here, let's do white. Okay, right? It's arresting. It's like obscene. It's so bright, you can't even tell what else is going on. So this is why we use a light color, but not white. Oh, so much nicer. And it's still bright, it's just not like overtaking the entire face. I want to go even darker for this lash line, so it's pretty much, I mean, nearly black. Okay. So I want to do this little bit on her lip right here. Look how pretty it looks up close. Can you stand those textures? Oh, so pretty. So I just want to grab a red and kind of carve out her lips a little. So again, I'm going to grab the skin color. I'm going to use this to really push the shape. And again, add more back and forth constantly. Okay. So I think I'm just about done. I like to do some little like freckles in the same color as the lipstick. I don't know why, but I just like it. So I'm gonna do that. Maybe one up there. I like a nice eyebrow freckle, you know. It's very glamorous. Okay. I don't know. I feel like I'm done. I might continue. Honestly, I could carve away at these lips for probably like days. So it's probably best if I just walk away now because they look pretty good. I guess I might just clean up her ear. So you can kind of see the process. This could go on and on forever. I'm just going to visit certain parts and just refine and add the color, erase, make sure I found the shape. And I always, if you duplicate your sketch layer, you always have this to fall back on. So you can see I'm doing pretty well, right? The magic of digital art. Oh, I love it. Oh, all right. Well, I think that's about it. So let me see your work if you use this process. I would love to see what you work on and tag me on Instagram. It's at by Lisa Jenkins, and we'll see you next time. Oh, I was gonna write bye. That ended up not very cool. I was gonna go bye. Okay, bye.